It is Amma from Difference in Skill, and I am doing episode 12 of Cards for Dots. And today I'd like to talk about a unit, which is of Apple Cider. This is a new Genesis unit from the new trial deck, successor of Sacred Regalia. Alright, let's start with its effect, since it only has one effect. It's a grade 1, and it's 7k booster, so it's quite good in generic grade 1 with effects. So when this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle from your hand, choose one of your vanguards with Sacred Regalia in its card name, and until the end of that battle, that unit gets auto Vanguard effect. When one of your Genesis Guardian is put into the drop zone, put that card into your soul. Okay, so first of all, what that means is basically any card that you guard along with this card will be, and I think this includes. This doesn't include perfect cards because you discard it. So basically any card you put in the Guardian Circle along with this card will be sent to the soul after this battle. Now this is a very good effect for Genesis because there are other cards or support cards that are that make use of themselves when they're in the soul, and specifically when they exit the soul, they basically gain an effect. I think the one that I most fondly know is that when it exits when it gets Soul Blast, you can pay 1 cost and it will come back onto the field as an attacker. And it's also so there's a grade 2 and a grade 1 version, so that's quite good. So this card makes use of those effects very well, because especially if you draw into those cards, you can't put them back into your soul. This is basically one way for you to put them in the soul. The other way is that if you already pull it out of your soul into the field, you can intercept with the card along with this card in the Guardian Circle, and then you basically put them back in the soul again, right? And then you can soul blast it with some method, and you can bring them back out again with 1 cost. Now the downside about this card is that it only works with Sacred Regalia, and currently there's only 1 Sacred Regalia. And that is the new grade 3 Break Ride, and its effect is not essentially that good, so it's not really a great thing. But in set 15, set 14, we're expecting to see a cross-ride version of that card, so hopefully it'll have an effect that makes use of Soul Blast, so this card would combo with the cross-ride pretty well if that happens. It combos of the Break Ride pretty well as well, because most Genesis Vanguard uses Soul Blast as a cost if they're not a Break Ride, so that's quite good as well. Now the downside is the one I already mentioned is that it's Sacred Regalia. It only works with Sacred Regalia. The other thing is that it is a grade 1 booster, so meaning that if you want to use this card's effect, you have to hold it back in your hand and basically not use it as a booster. Now that brings a lot of downside in Vanguard that I don't really specifically need to go into, I think, because it just means that you have a card in your hand and you're basically holding it back because you don't want to use it, and that could actually bring more demerits than actually benefits for using this card. The other thing is that it is a 5k shield, so you might have to expend a lot more cards than expected to guard attack. Like, instead of using a grade 0 to guard for something that can be blocked with 10k, you would have to use 2 cards if you plan to use this card's effect effectively anyway. Unless you want to just gain soul, then that's not really a big deal. Like, if you use a grade 0 and this card, then you basically put 2 into the soul, and if your Vanguard really needs to use a lot of soul that it can't already generate from the rest of the clan, then that's pretty good as well. But the main combos here is that you want to put other cards that work in the soul together back into the soul, so that you can soul blast them and basically use them again. And this is basically all for this episode of Cards for Thoughts, and I will be back in another week. I think it will be episode 16, I think, because next week we'll be back to chat. And see ya!